Jasmine had finally reached her breaking point. Sitting across from Matt, she leaned in, eyes narrowing, voice shaking but firm, asking the question that had been eating at her for weeks. Did he really have a secret girlfriend? The room froze. Every fan watching felt that sting, that rush of disbelief, because this wasn't just another argument. This was a moment that could redefine everything in her life. Trust had been fragile for months, and now it was hanging by a thread. Hey everyone, I'm Jessica, and welcome back to Reality Spots. If you love the raw, messy, and shocking moments of 90 Day Fiancé, you're in the right place. Hit subscribe now and make sure you drop a comment letting me know who you think is playing the smarter game here, Jasmine, Matt, or Gino, because things are about to get intense. Jasmine's heart wasn't only on the line. Her child's future and emotional security were too. She remembered the promises, the smiles, the late night talks, and suddenly, all of it felt like a lie. Fans know Jasmine's history with Gino. The heartbreak, the trust broken and rebuilt. But Matt was supposed to be different. She had chosen him because she believed in him, because she hoped he could be the stability she and her daughter needed. But now, whispers of deception threatened to pull the rug out from under her completely. Matt shifted in his seat. Words caught in his throat, the kind of tension you could slice with a knife. Every glance, every pause, every hesitation added fuel to the fire. Was it a misunderstanding? Or was there a truth he had been hiding, a truth that could shake Jasmine's world to its core? Fans watching this on their screens couldn't help but lean closer, waiting for his answer, feeling every ounce of betrayal as if it were their own. And then there was the family factor, Jasmine's mom, her presence, her expectations. She had already faced judgment, skepticism, and questions about every choice she had made. What would she say now? How would this affect Jasmine's attempts to build a stable life for her child? These stakes weren't just dramatic, they were real. Every fan rooting for Jasmine understood the weight of this confrontation. But here's the twist, the thing that makes you pause. Matt wasn't just facing Jasmine's questions. There were hints of other secrets, choices made behind closed doors, actions that could come back to haunt him in ways no one saw coming. And Jasmine, caught between hope and fear, had to decide if she would confront, forgive, or walk away. Matt thought he could smooth things over with words, but reality wasn't cooperating. Introductions to Jasmine's mom were tense from the start. Cecilia had questions, sharp ones, not the kind you can dodge with a smile. Matt tried to come across as sincere, talking about intentions, about wanting to make Jasmine happy, but every hesitation, every carefully chosen phrase seemed to push her further away. Fans watching could feel the awkward energy through the screen. This wasn't a casual meet and greet, it was an emotional minefield. He even reached out to his own family, hoping for support or at least understanding. On video calls, he reassured them, spun the story to make himself look committed, careful, stable. But reality TV has a way of exposing cracks, and every omission, every vague answer only made Jasmine more suspicious. You could almost see her internal debate, forgive, question, or demand the truth. And the more Matt talked, the more frustrated she became. This is the kind of behavior that keeps viewers glued because we've all known someone who promises clarity but delivers confusion instead. Psychologically, it's fascinating. Matt's attempts at honesty were often half measures, filtered through fear of conflict and desire to control the narrative. Jasmine, naturally intuitive, picked up on every nuance, every microexpression. That gap between intention and perception is what makes reality TV addictive. Fans aren't just watching, they're analyzing, guessing, connecting dots that the cast themselves might not even see clearly. And for Jasmine, every misstep was personal, a reminder that trust isn't given. It's earned, tested, and sometimes broken. Meanwhile, the shadow of Gino lingered. He wasn't in the room, but his presence was impossible to ignore. Every decision Jasmine faced, every doubt she wrestled with had a past with Gino hovering in the background. Viewers felt it too. This isn't just about Matt's choices. It's about Jasmine navigating a labyrinth of past and present relationships, all while under a microscope. And as Matt's explanations fell short, the tension escalated, leaving everyone wondering how much longer Jasmine could hold herself together without snapping, questioning everything she thought she knew. Jasmine had finally held her daughter in her arms, and for a moment the world felt lighter. But even as she smiled through tears, her mind raced with doubts. The past few weeks with Matt had been a roller coaster, and now, with a newborn depending on her, every decision carried double the weight, hope, battle, disappointment inside her, like two opposing forces refusing to compromise. Fans watching couldn't help but feel it too, because this wasn't just drama. It was a mother navigating love, trust, and fear all at once. Her hesitation wasn't random. Jasmine had invested emotionally in Matt, believing he could be the partner she needed, but actions, more than words, had started to erode that trust. He seemed distant at times, evasive at others, and the whispers of secrets left her restless at night. Psychologically, this is the kind of conflict that keeps viewers glued. Her brain recognized red flags, her heart wanted security, and the tension between the two created constant suspense. It's the classic push-pull of human relationships amplified under the reality TV spotlight. Boundaries had never been more crucial. Jasmine's instincts screamed that she needed clarity, honesty, and respect, not just for herself, but for her daughter. Yet, asking for this clarity came with risks. Confrontation could push Matt further away or reveal truths she wasn't ready to face. Each interaction felt like walking a tightrope. Every glance, every pause in conversation carried meaning that could either reassure her or unravel months of fragile trust. Fans watching knew this wasn't simple. It was a delicate dance of emotional intelligence and survival. Resilience, however, shone through. Despite the fear and disappointment, Jasmine didn't retreat completely. She asked questions, demanded answers, and forced Matt to confront the reality of his choices. Watching her navigate this, viewers couldn't help but root for her, empathizing with her need to protect her child while still seeking love. The stakes were higher than ever because this wasn't just about a relationship. It was about self-respect and setting standards in a world that constantly tests both. And yet, the roller coaster wasn't over. Just when she thought she understood Matt's actions, new details started emerging, hints of things he hadn't disclosed, actions that could change everything. Fans could already sense the tension building, wondering what she would uncover next. Could she face the truth without shattering completely? Or would this push her into a choice she hadn't prepared for? Just when Jasmine thought the storm was settling, Gino reappeared like a shadow she couldn't shake. He wasn't in the same room, but his presence was everywhere. Social media posts, fan chatter, and even subtle remarks that found their way back to her. His reactions were calculated, at times defensive, at times provocatively vague, leaving fans debating his motives. Was he genuinely concerned, or was he playing a long game to reclaim control over Jasmine's decisions? Every viewer had an opinion, and every comment section became a battleground. Gino's manipulative tendencies became impossible to ignore. Publicly, he projected calm, rationality, even reason. Behind the scenes, he seemed to push buttons, intentionally or not, to provoke reactions from Jasmine and even from Matt. Fans noticed patterns. When he framed situations as misunderstandings, he deflected accountability, and when he critiqued Jasmine's decisions, he framed them as rational concerns. This behavior didn't go unnoticed. Psychologically, it's a textbook example of influence through ambiguity, keeping someone off balance, unsure whether to trust their instincts or his words. The online audience amplified every moment. Fans were split, some defending Gino's perspective, others condemning him. The commentary wasn't just about judgment, it was about choices and consequences. It highlighted how past relationships continue to cast long shadows, especially when former partners re-enter public view. Jasmine's dilemma became everyone's discussion. Should she revisit the past or stay committed to the present? Every post, every viral clip, every reaction was another layer of pressure on her already fragile decision-making process. Meanwhile, Matt's image started to complicate further. While he struggled to regain trust with Jasmine, Gino's reappearance exposed cracks in how Matt handled communication and transparency. Fans began comparing actions versus intentions, questioning whether Matt's evasions were truly mistakes or repeated patterns. It wasn't about labeling him bad, it was about observing the consequences of his choices and seeing how they affected Jasmine, her family, and even their daughter's emotional security. And yet Jasmine remained at the center, balancing fear, frustration, and hope. She knew Gino's shadow wasn't going away anytime soon, but she also knew she had to make choices that reflected her boundaries and values. The tension built like a coil. Every word from Matt, every social media post from Gino, every fan reaction fueled the pressure cooker. It was a test of patience, trust, and emotional resilience. The tell-all teaser dropped, and immediately the tension was electric. Jasmine and Matt walked into the resort with the weight of their drama trailing behind them. Cameras weren't just recording, they were amplifying every glance, every pause, every hesitation. Fans watching could feel the anticipation in their bones because reality TV had set the stage for a showdown that promised to expose everything: secrets, tensions, and raw emotions. Other couples weren't just background noise, they were pressure points. Lauren and Libby's ongoing feud spilled into the resort, their arguments sharp, unfiltered, and public. Jovi and Andre's aggressive confrontations added a volatile energy, making it impossible for anyone to relax. Every interaction, every side comment was a spark in a room full of dry kindling. Jasmine had to navigate all of it while keeping her own composure. Every fan watching knew that in this environment, even a single slip could turn into a viral moment overnight. Matt's attempts to defend himself against Jasmine's questions felt even more precarious under this scrutiny. He had to balance honesty with self-preservation, and every word was dissected by cast members and viewers alike. It wasn't just Jasmine evaluating him. The entire room, and by extension the audience at home, was judging every choice he made. His behavior, his tone, even his body language became part of the story. This is where reality TV thrives. Watching someone operate under pressure and seeing whether their intentions match their actions, Jasmine, for her part, wasn't passive. She asked pointed questions, held her ground, and refused to let Matt evade accountability. Her posture, her tone, even her silence at times spoke volumes. Fans could feel the stakes rising, and with every revelation, the tension ratcheted higher. And then there were moments of reflection, brief glimpses where Jasmine looked at Matt and the room seemed to slow. Moments that reminded viewers why they were emotionally invested in her journey in the first place. The resort setting amplified everything. No private corners, no quiet escapes. Every emotion, every glance, every raised eyebrow was on display. And just when it seemed like the intensity had peaked, the teaser dropped a bombshell hint. A revelation about Matt that could shock not only Jasmine, but the entire cast. Fans were left gasping, speculating, and debating what exactly would come out during the full tell-all. And just when you think Matt has explained everything, a detail emerges that could flip Jasmine's world upside down, leaving the audience questioning what's real and what's hidden until the reunion.